Hey everybody, Flip with Kelly coming at you. How's everybody doing today? Yeah, still doing my direct mail. We closed 2 deals, one in March, one in April, and been working on getting my cold calling fired up too. So I'm thinking about, for now at least, going with batch dialer, and got new software. Virtual flip leads. So I've been having fun with that, and yeah, doing those government lists, and just being consistent with the marketing, and things are going well. I don't know if that's kind of the biggest thing, is the cold calling, and it did make 8,500. It was actually 17,000, but split it in half with my partner. But made 8,500 in this last deal, so that's pretty cool. Got caught up with a few things there, but yeah, I do mostly letters. I used to do postcards, now not so much anymore, but I mean, postcards are a little cheaper, so not a bad way to go either. But you just gotta, there's a couple different things out there if you ever use open letter, and then I think they've got like a little side gig or another service to where you can send out fewer postcards. Otherwise you got a big minimum order. But with this other service they have, I forget what it's called, but you send out less of them, so you don't have to have that, whatever it is, 500 minimum or something, with this other service. But then you probably pay a little more per postcard. So and I just basically been sending out letters, so it seems to work just about as good. And but postcard ain't a bad way to go either. So yeah, other than that, I don't think there's a whole lot on this last deal. We actually put purchase price on there incorrect, so instead of 95,000 or whatever it was that we agreed on, I think it was 95, but the seller was sent over the purchase and sale agreement, the contract, and we put 195,000 on there. And then so I got a hold of the seller right away. I'm like, oh, it was a typo. And so she re-signed, no problem, but it could have been a $17,000 mistake. So always, when you fill out your purchase and sale agreement, always look at the purchase price. That's a big one. And then yeah, as long as it's assignable. I'm not an attorney, so consult your attorney. But in Wisconsin, we do put they came out with a statute, so we put a wholesaling statute in there, disclosing that we are going to wholesale the property and that we are wholesalers, something to that effect. But whatever the statute is, you could probably look it up or have your attorney figure that out for you. But depending on what state you're in too. So that's just Wisconsin. But yeah, it needs to be assignable. You gotta have an inspection period in there, stuff like that. So but yeah, so maybe it just saved you $17,000 there. A little pro tip. But anyways, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my Sunday here, not talk too much today, and I hope you guys are doing well with your marketing, whether that's direct mail, cold calling, or texting are the three main ways. If you do sticky notes, post-it notes on the door, that falls under the category of direct mail. So, and then of course, good old bandit signs. From what I understand, they work better in certain parts of the country than others. So just like anything else, test it out. You got physical bandit signs and then digital bandit signs. I know, like in where I live, this is the house I live in, was gotten from a bandit sign. We just moved in here. Back when I knew nothing about wholesaling, I tried to wholesale it and had it locked up too high, but eventually, over time, the seller came down, negotiated against himself. I never mentioned once about him lowering the price. He did it all on his own. But I just told him we didn't have any biters because he knew I was trying to resell it, and I said, he's like, well, why don't we just reduce the price? So, but then I didn't tell him that I was gonna buy it, but because I didn't think about that right away. So that did catch him off guard a little bit. So that luckily I had enough trust built up dealing with him over a period of months. He recovered from it, but he's like, oh, you didn't say you were gonna buy it. So then I was that's because I didn't think about saying that. But yeah, so you should always, it's always a good idea to say either me or one of my partners will buy it. Then you got both bases covered, or your investors, or whatever you want to call them. But yeah, but I stopped doing bandit signs in the town where I'm in because I got a call from the city inspector and they're actually illegal. Now, one town over, they're not illegal. Not as far as I know, anyway. But yeah, so I mean, cold calling works great too. You don't necessarily have to do bandit signs if you don't wanna, or maybe have some other people. I've had other people put bandit signs out for me too, which works pretty good. You just have them take a picture of where they put it out, or however you want to do it, and then, you know, the crossroads or whatever, and then you can go spot check them if you want, make sure they're actually putting them out. But yeah, so bandit signs ain't really my priority, but I am getting set up. I back in the day I did a lot of cold calling, thousands or tens of thousands of calls, and I only got one deal off of it, and we almost lost that deal because I threw it in the garbage. But my partner at the time, luckily, was smart enough to say, hey, did you ever follow up with them people? And I'm like, I said, you can follow up with them if you want. I said, I'm good. Well, he followed up with them. We actually ended up getting the deal, so go figure. But they, her daughter was moving because of her job, and then this was be her mom or the grandma wanted to move to be close where she was moving to for her job because she was watching the grandchildren. So whether they had work to do on the house, I think there was some fixing up to do on it. It was a nicer house, like kind of like a ranch style house. Or maybe they had to move fast and they just didn't, maybe they needed the money because, you know, by the time you listed with a realtor, that could take a while. So for whatever reason, they accepted my partner's offer, and I only made like a couple thousand on that one, but a couple thousand is better than nothing. So that was just the deal we had worked out on that one. But because I didn't really lock it up, he did. It's kind of bird dogged it essentially. So, and that was a cold call lead, so that was pretty cool. But as far as the cold calling goes, like, I probably wouldn't be calling a high equity list around here because I tried that before, and it, at least in my area, like I said, I made probably tens of thousands of phone calls just to get that one lead for $2,000. I don't know if it was, but when I'm firing up this cold calling again, I'm going to be calling a different list. So, wish me luck. Anyways, this is Kelly. If you found any value, smash the like button, subscribe, and have a great rest of your Sunday. Flip with Kelly out.